If you're watching off, we're gonna let. So if you're on the replay crew, you might want to fast forward a few minutes to left. And I don't even like making videos like this anymore because it's always bad news. It's always just the craziness of the crazy stuff that are forcing us to feel a certain way. It's like right back. It's just insane. So we're gonna go out to our favorite park. Looks like I just reconnected. That was weird. We're gonna get down to brass tacks and talk about some real stuff that really like things the way they really work instead of the way the left is screaming and yelling. Someone just asked me if I was driving safely. I must be moving really fast. But we're going to share a few insights on how Signal really works in the military, in the government. And we're going to ask some really hard questions about why this is happening, how this is happening, who it's happening to. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. As soon as this room fills up a little bit, because I just don't want to waste this. My anger is too much. Hello. Doggy. But the level of anger is so high. I literally just walked away from the command center from my PC that barely works because the House Democrats have just lined up like 6 or 7 military representatives, like representatives that were in the military. I was a reservist for 17 years. Good for you. How's the chow, fatso? It's and just the most holier than thou individuals. It's absolutely insane what we're seeing. I literally had to just walk away from it. So, like I said, we're out here at our favorite park, and I brought my coffee. Hopefully my voice lasts. I'll probably only do this for about an hour. Give me 1 second. And we'll set that up right there. I wish I could rotate this a little bit more, but I can't. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. All right, what do we got? Bob Peta first. Alrighty then. Canada. Number 2, and Catitude. Hey, you are deterred. Looks like the room is starting to fill up, and I'm trying to get the flag in there, but I want to make sure, because when I sit like this, it's always got it's like the sun, the bill, my hat always messes everything up. Pro Nation, I'm from India. Good for you. Namaste. Namaste back to you. So, like I was telling people earlier, I literally just had to walk away from the, and by the way, this is going to be an emotional rant, which I don't normally do. Sorry, bro. Pro Nation. Nobody speaks that language. So, stick to the American and you'll do fine here. But you are welcome. Everybody is. Make sure everybody hits that subscribe button. So when we get back to our normal preparedness stuff, I literally couldn't even make a video today because I'm so jacked up on patriotism, common sense, and the lack of ridiculousness. Pro Nation, right off the bat, bro. Right off the bat. Let's see here. What are we gonna do, man? Let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and put you in a timeout for say 24 hours. And now your screen's changed, but you can still watch and learn. There we go. All right, let's see here. All right, hopefully he didn't take up all of the chat with all of that stuff. But so here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. So if you didn't know this, hopefully you don't know anything about this and it hasn't consumed your world, and you just kind of let it fall into the realm of the people who actually know how these things work, and let them go crazy about it, like I am right now. JD Redcorn, he ruined it. Yes, some bitch. All right, so I've been going for 5 minutes, so I can actually use vulgar language if I wish, but I will still try and not do it. Not leaving. Good for you. Good for you. So, if you didn't know this, there was a Signal chat group that was that a reporter from the Atlantic, a known ultra left liberal reporter, not even part of the Fourth Estate, just basically a scumbag who likes to just talk smack about people on the right and accomplish nothing, as usual, you know. I'm confused, my world, because I don't have a life. I got you, stray kitten. It's good to see you. I miss you. And anyway, so his name mysteriously gets put onto this Signal account, and there's different ways that this can actually happen. And actually, a couple of them are several. Actually, a couple of them can be done covertly. Now, I do have a video about this where I'm less emotional. It's going to drop tonight, probably around 8:30. Why? Because that's when my software tells me that you guys are all online. Wow, that's amazing. We just went from 20 people to 8. Isn't that special? Gee, I wonder why that's happening. Oh, but that's okay. Okay. That wasn't meatloaf, you know. Aloha kitty. I'm out of here. Thank you for telling the whole world things that we don't care about. You could literally just have swiped away. Emotionally driven foolishness. Anywho, so you've got this Signal channel. If you don't know what Signal is, it's an app that you can use. It's semi-encrypted. They say it's end-to-end, but it's actually based out of, it's either Sweden or the other one that sounds like Sweden. And it's like the government it's like, how do I explain this? It was better than some of the other chats that were used during the J6 because it is encrypted end to end supposedly, and it's not in our country. So the people that were in power at that time couldn't like infiltrate it and so on and so forth and like find people. So a lot of unsweetened. That sounds like something that comes in a peak package that sits on the table at the diner. Anyway, so a lot of people gravitated it to, and the government has been using Signal for a long time because of those reasons. When I retired from the DoD in 2019, we were still using Signal because it is an approved app by the Department of Defense to communicate as long as you as long as you're maintaining like OPSEC, like, bro, did you make it? Yeah, I made it. You know, hey, are you on your way? Yeah, I'm about 10 minutes away. That kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it is actually approved by both the Department of Defense, but the State Department, to be used to communicate very basic things. They create these groups and subgroups within the app itself to control who can talk to you in that basic group. Okay. Now, you have to be added by somebody. So there's some serious questions that have to be asked. And do me a favor, guys, if you like what I'm talking about, put a number 1 in the chat. That way it will draw more people in, because like I said, this is constantly, YouTube is battling me right now. I literally just watched my count. I don't know if you guys see that count up there. My count from 14 to 7. I watched it go from 20 to 8. So they're actively trying to smush this kind of talk. Now, and as you see, we even had some lefty nutbags fly in here just for a second, right? And that's good. That's okay, because maybe they'll learn something here, because it's kind of disgusting what's happening, because tomorrow morning they'll all be regurgitating the same MSNBC talking points that were filtered down through all of this group speak and group think that the left is using these days. Oh, that's it. That's hilarious. I just watched my thumbs up count go from 12 to 10. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, do it now, because I'm going to tell you some stuff. So, staying focused. Let's stay focused on the app itself. The app itself is it's pretty secure. It's pretty secure, which is why the military uses it. Once again, if you just don't talk about operational type items. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've seen the chat of what has been shown. Now, here's the thing. What has been shown has no targeting information, has no weapons information. It literally is just the vice presidents, what is it? Director of National Intelligence, and a couple other people. I'm trying to remember. It'll come to me here in a second. Heavy pockets. I once proudly served my family ice cream. I made it from the girlfriend's breast. Nice, very nice. Heavy pockets. I appreciate you, bro. That's very intriguing. But you obviously are just looking for attention. So I'm going to be nice the first time. But if you continue, you'll be gone. All right. So, because all are welcome here. Anywho, so it's got these bigwigs on there, and there's the first question. The first question is how did somebody? So this chat was a cabinet level and senior cabinet staffer level group chat. Okay. How did this guy get put on there? That's the first question. How did it happen? It wasn't done by accident. It wasn't just like, hey, I really think this guy should know about this didn't just happen cuz. All right. So that's the first question is why, and how can we figure out what that is? Well, it's actually difficult to figure out because this app is a foreign app, which is hilarious because our government is using it and has been using it for years. So we'll probably never find out that idiosyncrasy of it because, like I said, it is a foreign app. And then the next thing is who? Well, they're saying that the Director of National Intelligence is the one who added Mr. Goldberg. He's never talked to Mr. Goldberg. Mr. Goldberg is not on the comments on his phone. Let's keep phone in the forefront here because there's a question of was this being done on personal phones or government phones? And I can tell you right now that it wasn't being done on government phones, okay? Because government phones don't have access to that app store. So yeah. That means you literally, if it was on a government phone, you do have the ability to actually do this. We're talking about stuff that requires very high-level IT support in order to make happen on a government phone. So this was all happening on personal phones. Tulsi Gabbard was asked this question multiple times today by the left that we're supposed to be talking about, enemies, international enemies to the United States today. But in turn, all the left wanted to talk about during that hearing was phones and apps and trying to corner it. And they all had their own little sneaky way of trying to like trick them into something. And it all failed. It all failed. I think they were in there for a couple, 2-3 hours and didn't get anything out of them. So, and you could physically see Senator Warren shaking because he was so angry that nothing was working. So you have to ask yourself, like, what is he trying to do? Is he, it's like, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. But that's not how you get to the bottom of it. If you're a career politician, you already know how to get to the bottom of it. And you know that it's not going to be done in a hearing. Hearings for the left are just shows. They're just opportunities to show people how bad the administration is, how bad the right makes decisions. That's all they do during these things, okay? Even when they were in power, that's all they did was try to destroy people in these hearings. That's all they did. That's all they did, It's interesting to see, and I hate using the word interesting because that's the only segue I can think of right now because I'm still so very unbelievably pissed at the situation. Let's go back to Mr. Goldberg. Mr. Goldberg, I think he's the chief editor or the editor-in-chief of the Atlantic. We need to get to America. If you love your country, put a number one on the chat. Brings people in. Helps me out. America. Look, they match. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Anyway, I'm trying to distract myself into saying something that's just, these are the kind of people that you just want to put your hands around their neck and make them understand that the world, these are the same people that have never been punched in the face, but talk about war. You know what I'm saying? It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, these freaking people. All right, so what the hell was I just talking about? I'm trying to keep everything focused, but as you can tell, I'm addled. I'm disgusted. I'm so far disgusted with the left today that I can't even like tolerate any of this anymore. It's so ridiculous. Maybe tomorrow, just no more today until supper, till I get some food in my belly and I see my girlfriend and we have a good conversation about whatever happened today in her world, you know. But so why this individual got put on there, well, we're never going to know that. We're never going to know why he was put on there, other than to state the obvious. He was put on there so that he could write an article and be the catalyst to try and destroy the Trump cabinet. Okay? Some schmo on a newspaper that isn't even a newspaper anymore somehow got added to a Signal group chat that he had no business in. He's not even on a government official list. Okay? And then he sat there for days. For days. I can already anticipate that there's going to be other conversations that are going to come up about, oh, well, we let's write articles about the first day. And then let's write articles about the second day. It's going to be like day 4. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a little ridiculous. And we so expect that. Just expect the stupidity to continue. All right? So, you know, Mr. Goldberg, hopefully I'm saying his name right, Mr. Goldberg sits there for days knowing where he is, knowing that something is happening. Something is happening. Remember those words. You're going to see it tonight around 8:30. Something is happening. And after touting his Americanism, never once picks up the phone and says, hey, FBI, something's wrong. I think might have got accidentally added to a chat that the government runs, and I don't want to be like culpable. I don't want to be the guy they come after when something goes wrong, because I had nothing to do with it. Instead of him doing that, he sits there for days watching what is happening, writing his little article. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. But why? Is he the unknowing schlep that they picked? When I say they, we're going to say the deep state picked. Interesting thought process. Because he's literally a nobody. He's a thorn in the side of conservatives, right-wingers, the Trump administration. He's pretty much just nuts. And apparently he's got a very long track record of being just absolutely insane, like gaga in love with everything from socialism to left-wing politics. And so you've got to wonder, like, was he selected for that reason? You know what I'm saying? But he sits there and he does all this and he writes this article, and now he's somehow Mr. Innocent. He's going to be like, he's going to hide behind the facade of the First Amendment and he's somehow the Fourth Estate, you know. And one of the things that's not working out for him right now is the fact that no one has said it's fake. No one said it's fake. In fact, the administration says it appears to be a legitimate signal channel that our government has been using, you know, more to follow. And so the left has taken that and they're running with it. And it's insane the direction that they're going. Or was it all planned that way? Was it all planned that way? Okay. So now the left has a tool that they can use to go after the cabinet of the President of the United States, okay? To go against the entire cabinet that was part of this, that was inside this channel, all in one. It's all one nice, neat little package that's been formed up and handed over to the lefty nutbags that are inside our government. Yeah, that doesn't sound planned at all. That doesn't sound systematic. That doesn't sound nefarious in any way, shape, or form, does it? Interesting. But wait, there's more. So circling back to how this happened, if you guys know anything about the Signal app, it when you get added to a Signal group, it says that Joe Schmo or whoever added you, it'll put a message on your phone saying that Joe Schmo added you to this group. It'll say like Joe Schmo added you at 6:42 p.m. to the super secret Signal chat. Only presidential cabinet members are on, right? It's exactly what it does. So apparently that's exactly what it shows, but it shows the director of national intelligence as the person who added Mr. Goldberg. That's interesting. It's interesting, and here's why. If you don't know this, you guys have to have watched enough YouTube channels where they break on like some electronic spy guy and he's showing them like, oh, you see this cable? Let's just plug it into your computer or plug it into your phone so that I can take full control of your phone. Boom, boom, it's done. I can do it remotely. I can bring this little box in. It's got two little antennas hanging off of it, and I can take over your entire Wi-Fi network. We've all had to have seen these videos, and here's why. They're real. It's real, guys. It's absolutely real. The technology that the Department of Defense, especially on the Special Forces side, that uses the Department of State to listen to signals intelligence, the intelligence gathering apparatus that the United States has. The technology is so unbelievable that if somebody told you how they did it, that you wouldn't believe them. Okay, I want to talk to you about something called spoofing. Now, the easiest way to understand what spoofing is that in the old days, in the good old days, you used to be able to take when you wanted a new phone, you would just take your SIM card out of your phone and put it inside another phone, and boom, there it was. It's like you had a brand new phone, but it still did everything that your old phone did back when we used to flip them open and stuff, right? And so someone figured out that you could actually copy that SIM card. It had all of your digital information. It had everything on there, right? That was on that other phone, including the number for that phone. Not your telephone number, but the actual identification number for that phone. You could copy that. You could put it into another phone. And whenever anything happened on any one of those phones, it would automatically happen. So in this particular case, it would have been very simple to spoof somebody's phone simply by copying their card, okay, which the technology does exist to do. It really does. Popping it in another phone exactly like it, and then adding somebody. Yeah, but here's the thing. They don't even need to do that anymore. They don't even need to do that anymore. They just get on the old interwebs and they take some of the credentials they found about you, specifically if maybe it's the intelligence community and they have access to all of your information, okay? They could literally spoof someone onto a Signals app. They could spoof themselves into your Signals group. Isn't that interesting? That's some pretty interesting technologies that we have. If you think that that's possible, put a 1 in the chat. America. Because it is. It's very possible. And if it scares the crap out of you, put a number 2 in the chat. Because it should scare the crap out of you. Okay? Now, so we talked a little bit about the how. I just told you about, or we talked about the how. Now we've talked a little bit about that dog only has 3 legs. That's funny. No, that wasn't code word. The chair is not against the wall. I just literally saw a woman walk on a 3-legged dog. That's funny. So the why. We talked a little bit about the why. There's a lot of political ramifications. And this all comes back to somebody with the capability. See, the government has a problem. Okay, the current government has a problem on its face. Okay, the government has a problem because they can't come right out and say, we found the guy and he's going to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, more to follow. Because then now it's going to be why are we attacking this guy? He was a patriot. He was trying to tell us that things were going wrong, and he's going to be like a reverse Eric Snowden, and the left has already started to evoke the words Eric Snowden in a reverse context. I literally watched it today. It's absolutely sickening. Okay? And so what we have to do is we have to take some of these things for face value and then realize that there's nothing more than talking points that they're using or attempting to use to destroy the government that the people wanted. That the people wanted. They wanted this government. Did you vote for Elon? Yeah, I voted for Elon. Did you vote for Trump to get rid of the department? Yeah, I did. He talked about it all the time. Were you freaking paying attention? Yeah, we voted for all that stuff. But they're trying to usurp these people, trying to destroy these people because they're doing their jobs. And at no point did the Hegseth, the DNI, the vice president, at no point did they go, rah, we're the best. We're so sneaky. Yeah, they'll never know we did. No, they were using an approved app to do approved work. And somebody somehow got this guy's name involved. Yeah, I think we need to find that person. We need to find that person, and we need to prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law. And the reason we need to do this, because at some point, if the left is like, this is the age of accountability, and then they're like, well, that's what Pete Hegseth said like 2 months ago. Pete Hegseth has not denied anything. He's been completely open about the entire situation. There was a hearing this morning, and they were talking about, yes, we affirm this actually happened. And then all they did was try to trick him into saying stuff like classified material and top secret war plans. It was absolutely ridiculous. They kept asking the same questions over and over and over to the point where they were just trying to frustrate them into saying something, It's a little ridiculous. Now, what I was going to tell you, something else that's directly related to this. So here's what happens. Here's what happens in the real world. Okay, you got a guy. He finds himself in the middle of a conversation that he alleges is full of national security information, top secret war plans were his exact words. Okay, which he's yet to show anybody. Okay. What happens in the real world is once the government becomes aware of this, they send somebody to him and say, let's talk a second and explain this to this. And then once he tells this story, the same story that he wrote about, okay, they take his phone and they go, thank you very much. We'll return this when we're done with it. Or they may never return it, because I know people within the DOD that got I know people within the DOD that got hacked by Chinese hackers in the last 20 years or so. I don't want to be very specific. On a DOD machine, okay? And the intel guys and the security guys came in and pulled the plugs and took his machine. And one didn't come back for over a month. He was still expecting. That was back when we still get things done a little bit without computers. Yeah, another machine didn't come back for months. And then when it did come back, it wasn't the same machine. It was a completely different machine. So his phone would have been snatched up regardless of the situation. Okay. And then, they could have been like, yeah, here's a ticket. Go to Walmart, buy another one, slacker. But his phone would have been taken. Also, he would have been debriefed. Tell us what you saw. Tell us what was said. Tell us everything you know about what's inside this phone, in this channel that you've been observing for days. Tell us all now. By the way, you're under oath. Okay? If you lie to us, the feds are going to eat your lunch. It's that easy. And that is what exactly would happen. Okay? Oh, you guys are arguing about something? Give me a second. I'll come back to it. See, here's the thing. I was in this world, guys. I'm sorry you can't see me. I was in this world. I know exactly how it works. An investigation would be taking place right now with this dude at the center point of it. Okay? And I honestly believe he's an innocent pawn, but he's too stupid to know that he is one. Okay? So his phone would have got snatched off. He would have been debriefed. He would have been made to sign documents, say never talk about this ever again until we can tell you it's okay to do it. And any other piece of electronic device. They probably would have snatched up his laptop. Everything's hooked to Wi-Fi, right? They want to find out how this happened. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have somebody's phone. You don't have to be in the same room, okay, as the device that you're spoofing. All right, it doesn't have to be. They could be in Utah. They could be in China. They could be next door. They could be in the car outside. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so it's interesting that the left has brought out all of their military members. There was like a parade of Democrat House members that came out to start talking, which actually got me so fired up I had to come and do this live stream. And literally it was just basically these guys are talking about like death before dishonor and this should have happened and I can't believe this, and they were just in such an uproar. Every single one of them, former card-carrying military officers that are the first person to burn you, but are part of the good old boys network when things go wrong. The protectionist group. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've ever heard of something called the LPO, the LPA, the Lieutenants Protection Association, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you don't. It's that easy, I'm going to go to the chat right now. I've got 48 people in here. I've got 15 thumbs up. Guys, if you could do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out the chat. Also, if you love your country, America, put a number 1 in the chat. That's right. I'm not afraid to do that outside. Bum, 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 bum. Hello. I'm great, and you? Excellent. She's probably a liberal. But I'm going to go to the chat here real quick here because it looks like there was some stuff that got put in here. Some people I don't recognize. I'm not gonna be mean to you. I'm just gonna state some facts. And 1, you're all welcome here. 2, welcome to the channel. Make sure you subscribe because we don't always talk about this stuff. I just got really fired up today over this ridiculousness. John says, John Corsi, welcome to the channel. Don't recognize you. They had no business discussing it over Signal in the first place. 100% absolutely untrue. Absolutely untrue. Every word that they say has nothing to do with it, okay? 100% untrue. This is what we're going to find. When you say it's untrue, when I say it's untrue about Signal, that's me telling you and the rest of the world that you have no knowledge about how the military, the government, the Department of Defense uses the Signal channels and what they're actually authorized to do on them. It's not your fault. This is just a feeling that you have. All right, Nurse Ann Farmer. You look familiar. You got a YouTube channel? I think you do. But we must not neglect to mention the negligence of our current administration. Come on. Oh, really? Really? Where do you work? At Walmart? Is it the CEO of Walmart's problem because you didn't stack the eggs correctly? That's negligence. That's the negligence of the current administration. That's foolish. Don't say dumb things. I hate it when people say stupid things. They know they're saying it because they're talking with their heart and not with their brains. I really hate it, man. I really hate it. It's not negligence. The CEO of Avis Rent-A-Car, it's negligence because the seatbelts are dirty. Yeah, it's negligence. It's not negligence. It happens all the frickin' time. Grow up. All right, Stray Kitten says, let's see here. So what you're really saying is a 3-legged chair is against the law. Yes, the dog. The 3-legged chair is against the law. Stray Kitten also says, and this guy, out of all guys, the top hoax guy. Oh, yes. Yes. I didn't want to bring that into the conversation. But yeah, he's got a track record of writing articles that are complete lies. Russia. Interesting, right? Pamela Prepper says the same ones that are behind this was behind the Butler. That's a possibility. There's no way to confirm that. Scoop Free says OT was on purpose, not an accident. Keep up if you can. Oh, yeah, I just said they did this on purpose. It puts the entire cabinet who was active in this chat into a neat little bundle so that they can be judged now. Wow, this dude is going down the rabbit hole at Mach 3. No, I used to live there, bro. I used to live in that rabbit hole. It's a real place. It's a real place. But thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. You know, just because there's a D next to your name, or maybe there's an S next to your name, doesn't mean I won't like it. Doesn't mean I won't drink a beer with you. That is for sure. Do you beer or wine? Which do you prefer? Oh, we got some messages retracted. That's not good, Winterland and Elite. Let's see here. Pamela Prepper. Democrats didn't have a problem with the Secretary of Defense went out for surgery. And listen, I'm not going to call anybody a hypocrite here. We've reached a time where we have to stop talking about the other administration. Okay, the whole world knows that he was asleep at the wheel, and that someone else was driving our nation. The whole world knows. So that's not happening anymore. Let's see here. Elite says, 1 second, just wanted to say, did you see that there is going to be a huge protest going on? No, I did not see that, Elite, but thank you for raising that propaganda here, because that's probably what you're doing. I don't know. But when somebody goes out of their way to write half a paragraph on something, then they're normally just propagandists. But it's not personal. It's just my knowledge of the situation. A protest, or is it going to be like a protest that was staged, where 30,000 people showed up and there's a drone backing away to show how huge it is? Was it that kind of protest where they actually did all of the geo-referencing data and found out that there was less than 20,000 people there, and that over 90% of them had participated and were paid for by liberal organizations? Oh, that wasn't staged at all, was it? No, it's probably not going to be like that, right? Rich, thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Phil K, please repent for your sinful lifestyle and accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Phil, love you, man. I love you. But what if I've already done that? What if I've already done that? All right, let's see here. Nate says they did not leak anything military related. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. They listen. They've already had a hearing. No one's paying attention to this. They've already had a hearing, okay, where the left tried to trick them into saying stuff, and the right just asked hard questions and got honest answers. They've already done a cursory investigation by multiple agencies and found that not only were they doing exactly what they were supposed to be doing, but they were doing it on an app that was approved, and they were doing it in a manner that is approved. So, like I said, this is all a political game. This is, we need a reason to have hearings. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, dude, there ain't gonna be no J6 stuff going on here. You just enjoy your little time in the sun, because this is over. This is right up there with they're gonna kill Social Security. No, Social Security's not on the board. It can't be. You know, the CR didn't even have Social Security in it, and you guys are still screaming about it. This is the stupidity. Stop following these people. They're retards. They're absolute retarded. Or worse, are you the retards because you're following them, because you're not doing your own homework, because you don't know what you're talking about? You're just regurgitating. You're puking up their talking points and locking them in, thinking that they're fact because it's touching my heartstrings. That's all that's happening, man. That's all that's happening. All right, let's see here. Neil says, I'm 9 years sober. How long could you go, champ? Well, I'm not an alcoholic. I tell you what, I'll do you one better. I quit smoking cold turkey in 2007. Haven't had one since. Cha-cha-cha! In your face, Mary Grace. But thanks for playing, Neil. Here's your prize. Carrie is like, oh dear. There's some judgmental little shits in here, aren't there? Let's see here. Melissa says, I just want, Melissa, you know, here's the thing. Our nation can never heal when every 4 years someone pulls the scab off. Let that sink in for a minute. This is like a battle every day on social media. It's a battle for the soul of a nation. It's so scary. It's so scary. That's one of the reasons there are so many people in the preparedness community now. They just won't let it die. They won't let it go. It's like, it's like, it's like I'm having a beer and there's like, I can go have a beer in the next town over in a black bar and nobody will say anything to me until somebody screams racist. It's why are we constantly reminding people of worse times when times are so good? You know what I'm saying? It's a little crazy, It's like, oh, well, feminists got it worse. There's this gap and that. Man, females are graduating from college with high-level degrees at a 2-to-1 ratio. The glass ceiling doesn't even exist anymore. But someone at some point is going to scream bloody murder about how a woman couldn't get a job because she had a vagina. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. But I would like to see the nation heal as well. All right, let's see here. Elite says, maybe I just saw an article about it. Okay, well, that's possible. Neil says, half a paragraph is just me clearing my throat to address you, amigo. Oh, you're an hombre. That's how most of us are. That's okay. Well, you put the laugh out loud on the end. I do that a lot. That means there's a possibility of you actually being cool. So we're gonna leave it there. What kind of beer do you like, Elite? I'm sorry, Neil. What kind of beer do you like? And then I'll judge you on that. Let's see here. Not a sponsor. Yo, what's going on, Broseph? By the way, guys, if you haven't noticed, some of these people have like color-coded bricks next to their name. It's because they're members of an elite group of YouTubers that get information before everybody else. Link in the description. Let's see here. Wow, a lot of trolls in here. That's okay. Catitude, I knew it was going to happen. I actually set the whole thing up that way because I wanted to bring more people in here. Because here's the thing. You can't have a conversation with two people that have the same views. You know what I'm saying? And when you start talking about politics, you've got to let people in who have an opposing view. And you don't have to force your view down their throat like they like to do to us. You just have to give them the opportunity to actually state their view. And then when you say, I don't believe in that, I believe in this, what do you think? If they run back to their corner and go, I hate you, then we know who they are. But if they actually have a conversation with you, then they could possibly be adults. All right, let's see here. PAMT, I haven't seen you in a while, man. There was a huge protest at the ballot box. There was a huge protest. Okay. Let's see here. Phil K, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Straight Kitten. There we go. Unlike Hillary's private server. Yeah, once again, let's not compare, okay? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of effort. It's a waste of energy to compare to past administrations, to past failings of the left. People are going to screw up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in here said, I think it was Melissa said, I just want the country to heal. And we can never heal if we keep pulling that scab off. You know what I'm saying? So let's see here. Frederick. Hello from Sweden. Sweden? That's the other country that's got freaking, I think that is the, where the Signal app is based. Frederick, let us know in the chat. I've got a message held for review. Hold on. I got to see this thing. Homans are some, Carrie. No one knows what that is. No one knows what that is, but I mean, anyway, I'm just going to keep that hidden because no one knows what that is. That might be a secret word I'm not supposed to be like showing on YouTube or something. Frederick said, do you support Kamala? No, Kamala is an idiot. She's literally one of the dumbest people on the planet. You know what? Have you guys noticed that we have tons of lawyers? Okay. Crockett. Yeah, that's right. Tons of lawyers that are inside our government that are dumber than a box of rocks, that totally lack any level of common sense whatsoever. On my birthday, I just want Elon Musk to be taken down. And whatever that meant, it doesn't matter, but it's still derogatory. I mean, let me ask you a question, guys. Whatever happened to statesmen? And I say that because the Constitution wasn't written with the word stateswoman in it. It's not a pejorative term. It's just me using a term that most people would understand. Whatever happened to them? Because a statesman was like called, there was a calling, right? There was a calling to arms. There was a calling to the need, or the government actually like called them and said, dude, you'd be great for this. We need your help. All right, but if it's fixed, I'm gone. You understand that, right? Yeah, we understand. And then he'd get in there and he would fix these problems and do his duty, and then disappear back to his farm or whatever for years on end. And then someone come and knocking. Got a problem, man. We know only you can fix it. All right. I love my country. That's what a statesman is, okay? Right now, all we have is politicians and bureaucrats. The politicians are the people that those of you on the left and the right keep putting back into office that do not reflect your viewpoints, that don't give two shits about you, okay? And the bureaucrats are the unelected people that we keep giving jobs, that keep screwing everything up. So we need statesmen and no politicians, and get rid of politicians and bureaucrats. Yes, term limits. If you believe in term limits, put a number 1 in the chat. 100%, left or right, doesn't matter. You should believe in term limits. If you do not, put a number 2 in the chat. Show us your balls, and let's see what you've got to say. Let's see here. Afternoon, Stray Kitten. Let's see here too. Let's see. Neil says, I quit smoking cold turkey the year before, though. Oh, good for you. Smoking's bad. K Kim, where have you been, K Kim? You dropped out of the membership. I don't see you in the chat, but I see you in that other Discord. You sneaky girl. You think I don't see you? I am omnipresent. You should know this by now. All right, let's see here. What time is it? My God, because I got to make supper in like half an hour. Anyway, let's see. Hope everybody's doing well. Man, my eyes are starting to freak out because of the sun. What do you mean by trolls? Everybody knows what a troll is. Nobody, and I never feed the trolls. I play with them. I think that I let them believe that they're in charge, and then I just mute them. All right, let's see here. Hey from NC, smart talk for not so smart people. I like what you're saying. Keep it up. Thank you. Roger, one of my properties is in North Carolina. They're near, let's see, what's a nearby town? So I'll give you the exact location. Cherry Point. It's near Cherry Point. If that doesn't help you, Morehead City. All right, but yeah, stick around. Make sure you subscribe. Let's see here. Does Israel have influence in the USA? All nations that are friendly to us have influence in the USA. It's that easy. Let's see, more for review. I'm not even going to bother looking. LOCALPREPPER, we got all the ones. Slap put a number 2. Thanks for showing us your sack. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you because you're like showing us who you are. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean we got to argue. It just means we have to disagree. Let's see here. Who else did that? JB the second. We got Billy King, K Kim. Google hates me. Laugh out loud. I can't use them to pay for anything. That's something a troll would ask. Slap says the government should have more oversight over its citizens. Slap, that is so 100%. There's no way you're an American. There's no way you're an American. Either that or you're some skeevy little socialist American who frickin' ran off to Australia to hide from his mommy to get better health care. There's no way. The government's, this argument is as old as the United States. One side wanted more government, the other side wanted less. It's that easy, oversight over its system. That's some nanny state bullshit is what that is, Slap. But I still love you. Thank you for being out saying what you believe, Let's see here. Winter Lindy. Then aren't bureaucrats those who chat moved. Aren't bureaucrats those who write the Social Security checks? No. One, nobody writes checks anymore because it's all done by a computer and a printing press. And yeah, and I'm being facetious now. I'm just being a dick. But anyway, so those bureaucrats, still work for people that are appointed within the government. Now, not all of them are appointed. Many bureaucrats are just there because of position, because they stuck around long enough to become like GS 12s and 13s, okay? Whenever you hear career level government official, that means that they've been around. They started in the frickin' mailroom, you know what I'm saying, with their college degree, and now they stuck around long enough that they actually are in charge of something. All right. So I'm not sure where you're going with that, but it's not a good thing. Social Security is something that is earned through putting in a lifetime of money. It's got nothing to do with some dipstick signing a check. Let's see here. Your orange president is isolating your entire country. From what? John, who's he isolating it from? You know, I would say that he's bringing the country back together. And I think that your thought process is a globalist mindset, which has been proven to not work. Look at the EU. Look at the EU. All right, Canada isn't to do shit. I don't know what FSP 2000. I don't know what that means. Canada isn't going to do. Yeah, Canada. We'll see what happens. No worries. Nick L. The 9 most dangerous word in the English. I'm here from the government. Yeah, I know. That's a Ronald Reagan quote. John G. says everything's about to get way more expensive in your country. We're going to have to define way more expensive, since the prices of everything has gone down probably precipitously for the last 2 weeks to less than 50% of what it was under the Biden regime, and mysteriously, chickens aren't dying off, and eggs are being like produced in mass quantities, and I get it. You're talking about tariffs, okay? But here's the thing. It works both ways. You clearly have no idea how tariffs really work. And that's okay. Because the goal is to use the tariffs to bring more businesses back to the United States, to bring manufacturing and industry back to the United States. And if you haven't had a chance, you might want to go to whitehouse.gov and look at all of the companies that are lining up to build their stuff in America. And so all of that shift is going to be coming over here. And yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a level of pain. There's going to be. But you know what? If it means that I don't have to pay $1,200 for an iPhone, 5 years from now, and iPhones suck, by the way, then so be it. If it means that my government's military weaponry has chips in it that are made in the United States, so be it. Until we get eggs at like $20 a dozen, or milk at, say, $12 a gallon, I'm not going to worry about it. Because what a lot of people don't understand about tariffs is that the economy actually starts to grow, your dollar becomes worth more, and prices actually go down. That's the beauty of it. And because he's not willy-nilly in it all right now, okay, like it's been done in the past where it took like 20 years for taxes to work, okay? If you doubt that tariffs work, look at NAFTA. Look at our automotive production and our oil production in the Americas, okay, pre-NAFTA and after NAFTA. Now NAFTA's gone away, thank God. Okay, we were rocking, bro. We were knocking it out of the park. Okay, and then they went off and did NAFTA. Oh, touchy feely. Let's make everybody fair. And now we, America, gets basically like punched in the gooch. All right, over the last 20 frickin' years over a bad frickin' deal. Yeah, I don't think you understand how tariffs really work. Let's see here. Wait. Trump asked Denmark and other countries for eggs. So wait a minute. He asks some people that are our friends to maybe help out. I wonder what Denmark has asked for in the last 2 weeks. I wonder. Oh, it's so amazing. These are socialist left-wing talking points. It's like you're trying to play these games where, well, that's not this and this is not that. It's like you only want people to see one side of the coin when we all know there's two sides to every coin, Johnny G, where are you from? I don't know. Oh, what's up? Z. This guy doesn't have a clue. Really? Really? Because you know so much about me, right? You missed the beginning of this where I told you that I actually used to be in the government. Really dumb thing to say. Let's see here. Jesus. Oh my God. What a great name. Oh, he's got a California bear on there. Oh, this is going to be interesting. We should have leveraged corporations moving manufacturing to China to invest in our nation's That's I don't agree with you. We should have leveraged corporations, corporations moving manufacturing to China to invest in our nation's manufacturing. The last thing we want is the Chinese government investing in anything. I got 3 letters for you, bro. CCP. You meant infrastructure? Okay, I got you. Sam Cook says, yes, bring your family and businesses. We're the greatest consumer and importer. 100%. Thank you, Elon. There you go. Winter says, in what time frame are prices going to go down because of tariffs? Wait, hold on. Let me reach into my asshole and pull out my crystal ball. Come on, man. You're just looking for a fight. You're looking for an argument so that you can feel good about yourself. That's all it is. Say something logical or say something positive. This fool already said everything's come down 50%. Yeah, really? Have you checked the prices of eggs in the last 2 weeks? Have you checked that? You might want to go to the FDA's website and check it out, fool. Let's see here. Still no examples. Oh, here we go. All right, so let's see here. What are we doing? What are we doing about Johnny G here? Let's just go ahead and put this fucking child in a timeout. Johnny G, listen, bro. You're just looking for a battle. I've argued with people like you probably before you were alive, okay? And it's all about just trying to push your point, and then when someone doesn't want to play your game, you go, oh, he's just weak. He doesn't want to talk about this. I asked him the hard question, and he didn't have any answers for me, so I'm right. You're a fucking child, man. Let's see here. Living in 1984. Dude, I haven't seen you in forever. Just saying, hey LP, long time from. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what is going on there. You guys need a revolution in the UK. You truly do. Johnny G must work at Hunter Biden's law firm. That's possible. That's possible. And here's the thing. When I mute somebody, the purpose is not to shut them down, okay, to not stop the conversation. The purpose is to mute the conversation where we left off so that person has time to think about what the hell they just said. For instance, there's 54 people in here right now. Why is there only 21 thumbs up? How many thumbs up are really on your screen? Put it in the chats. What is it? D-savvy. It's hard to tell, man. You love him. And by the way, guys, for all you lefties out there that are losing your shit right now, I'm an independent. Okay, I'm an independent. Yes, I did vote for Trump because anything would be better than Captain Frickin' No Pants. I mean, it's crazy. He's an idiot. No, I'm looking for the conversation you were promising. Well, then say something. Then maybe ask a question that isn't pointed or left leaning. Okay. That is generic, that is part of what we're talking about, kind of stay in a point. Do that, and I promise you'll get a conversation. You're prepping up. I would be too, man. 22, it says 23 now. Act like a child, get treated like a child. It's true. 3.14, 314. All right, let's see here. Yeah, get those thumbs up going, man. Get those thumbs up. I mean, come on. How it's actually probably right on your screen right now. You have to do is boop, and boop. There's nothing to it. Like I give a shit. Okay, guys. What time is it? It's 4:47 p.m. here on the Eastern Shore of Virginia. For all you people that want to know where I am, I say, bring it, and we'll take a walk up the hill. You'll carry the shovel up, and I'll carry the shovel down. All right, guys, I think that's going to be about it. I just wanted to blow off some steam. I want to thank you for being my willing participants in the craziness that is the left. I'm going to try not to go back and turn the TV on again because it's just ridiculous. But I am working on a video for you about 6 mistakes that are made in emergency preparedness. I'll probably try to go knock that out. I was trying to get it up tonight. I've never had that problem. Anyway, I was trying to get that video uploaded tonight, but I don't think that that's going to happen. All right, guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me. Once again, make sure you hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.